Welcome to NOS Pro Performance Tips. I'm Axslav, and today we'll be looking at how to execute a 2-base powering build in TVP. In Starcraft 2, powering is when you focus entirely on producing a large army. The build we'll be going over is optimized to do this off of 2 bases. Let's take a look at how Liquid Taeja does this against Liquid Hero. Open up standardly with a depot on 10 supply, followed by a barracks on 12, and then your refinery on 13. Build a tech lab on your barracks when it finishes, then after 16 workers make an orbital command and another depot. You're going to make a Reaper as soon as the tech lab finishes, and at 19 supply you'll want to start your second command center, and then get stim as soon as you have 100 gas. After you start stim, and ensure that you have constant SCV production, you want to add in constant marine production. It's easy to automate Marauders because you have the tech lab, but Marines are both stronger versus most early game Protoss units, and cheaper to produce, which allows you to add in your second and third barracks faster. If by 5 minutes you haven't seen a Nexus go down, then you definitely want to add in a bunker here. If you're unsure, go ahead and throw one down anyway, and you can always salvage it later. Start up marine production from your extra barracks when they finish, and start your second refinery and factory sometime before the 6-minute mark. When your factory is done, your starport as well as the reactor in your factory that will be switched over to your starport later. Also, remember to get combat shields when stim is done. Now's a good time to start adding a few Marauders from that barracks to the tech lab. Around 8 minutes, your starport should be finishing up. Move it over to the reactor your factory built, and add reactors on your second and third barracks. Also, start your engineering bay and get +1 weapons when it's done. Whenever you feel safe, go ahead and take your natural. In this game, Taeja wait until 9 minutes, but in games where you face less pressure early, don't be afraid to move it down a bit earlier. If you think DTs might be a possibility, make a turret there as well. With your first 2 medevacs, go ahead and move out to take some map control and pressure your opponent a bit. This build is designed to build up a large force quickly and then trade cost efficiently in the early mid-game. Because of this, it's very important to minimize troop losses, so be careful with your early army, and drop play is not recommended. As you move out, be sure to increase your production by adding in 2 more barracks and a second engineering bay. Whenever extra medevacs are added into your army, it is a good time to see if you can get a favorable engagement. If you can kill your opponent on these pushes, great job, but don't make that your main focus. In these skirmishes, your main goal is to preserve your troops' lives. Be sure to retreat before too many losses. Anytime you're under trade is a good time to check up on your macro. Make sure your supply depots are coming up as needed, and also add in that armory when needed to get the second level upgrades. Another good time to apply pressure is when you have either Vikings to deal with Colossi, or Ghosts to deal with Templar, and your upgrades are just finishing. Here Taeja has enough Vikings to deal with Heroes Colossus, as well as having just finished his 1-1 upgrades. The power of this build is a high Marine count. If you can neutralize the Colossi with your Vikings, the Marines should make short work of the Warp Gate units. Here Kid is able to take out the Colossus fairly quickly, and with some great stutters that Micro on his battle units to be able to come out ahead in this battle. While Hero holds on temporarily, the unit loss tab shows a true story, and on Taeja's next attack, Hero's forced to tap out. Thank you for tuning in. For more NOS Pro Performance tips, check out MajorLeagueGaming.com/NOS.